Hello, and welcome to another episode of C-Suite, a CEO Chat. I am Shawanna Kennedy, your host, and I'm excited because today I have a young lady who is everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I'm pretty sure she probably hasn't even unpacked her latest bag because I know she's been across the globe. This young lady, she is known and has a tax advisory service. She is does all things philanthropy all across the community and things as it relates to helping you be better and to make it all make sense. She has a resume that is robust. And when I say this young lady has awards, she has so many awards, it would take us another show just to highlight those awards. But I'm excited because that means that that's right, you, the viewers, you, her community, her family, her friends, see the work that she is doing and she is being rewarded, haha, for those things because I believe the majority of those rewards are done because someone saw what she is doing. And when we're in business doing the things that we love or we believe that we are purposed to be doing, it's nice to know that people lean in and see what we're doing, and we're oftentimes rewarded for that. So I don't want to delay. I'm excited to have my guest, none other than Dr. Gwenetta Wright. So won't you help me welcome in Dr. Gwenetta? Welcome to the C-Suite. I'm excited that you are here with me. The things that you do, that you pause for the cause, guys, because she is really busy. So matter of fact, even while we're doing it, y'all know how I feel. Your fingers do the walking. You're going to see that her resume is long and she is always out and about. Matter of fact, she is a woman evolved. She's somebody that just came back. I mean, she just off her, I bet her suitcase ain't even on. See how she laughing? I already know that because you're doing it. And I love that you are living life and you're living life out loud. You're helping people to get their money together. Money, 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 money. She helped people get their money together in her tax services, along with the things that she do with youth, the things that you do with us as business leaders, helping us to thrive, not just survive in this world. Her being here on this side of the globe, I don't even know if she a peach. Are you a Georgia peach?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we're talking to a Georgia peach today, y'all. She holds her own peach and she has made herself known. Her voice is loud. Welcome to the C-Suite, Dr. Gwenetta Wright. Welcome to the C-Suite.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. And thank you so much for the kind words. I love it. Thank you so much.
Y'all hear that? Look, she can't help it. She can't help it. That's why people be like, get her in here, get her over here, have it. It's so many things that because of what you get to do. I say we get to do it because God could choose and use anybody. She is a woman of faith, and I love having that conversation, knowing that I'm already talking to a sister in the Lord. If I take the liberty to say that, to know that when God is moving and He's moving big and He uses you, and it's beautiful. What made you go down? We'll talk with the tax advisory portion of your business first. What made you want to do that? I mean, I know everybody like money, but why did you want to do that as a business?
It kind of chose me. I didn't choose it. So a little bit about my background. When I graduated from high school, I actually worked in a manufacturing company for 8.5 years while I built refrigerators. A lot of people don't know that. And when you usually work in the manufacturing companies, you work a lot of overtime. And then sometimes they'll decide to go to like 32 hours. You might go back to your 40 hours. And a point in my life, we was on short time. I think it had went down to 32 hours. I was living a life used to overtime, so I had to go get a part-time job. I've always had an interest in taxes some kind of way because the IRS was like on in Columbus, Georgia, where I'm originally from, and I used to go to the IRS every year at like the second, third, fourth, or fifth, when they used to have like the tax books, and I used to try to figure out my taxes in writing. I didn't never know that I was going to eventually end up being a tax pro. But when I decided to get a part-time job, I ended up doing taxes. And that's how I really started. When I took the tax class, I had not did one tax return. I knew at that moment that God was leading me to that. I remember telling the owner of the business, because I didn't start like at H&R Block. I started with an independent African American owned tax company. That's how I started. And I remember telling the owner before I did a tax return, I said, I'm going to work with y'all for about 2 years and I'm going to go out and get my own. I didn't know how I was going to do it or whatever. I don't even know what led me to tell them that, because mind you, I was just building refrigerators. But exactly 2 years later, I started my tax business.
Wow. Okay. So before you officially went out, were you the friend, the sister girl that would actually start helping other people to do theirs? And when you was like, you know what, I can not only do this for myself, but I can do this for some other people too.
No, I wasn't necessarily helping them. I was like just getting the tax book, trying to figure out like what their refund might be when they go get their taxes filed. I wasn't even filing taxes. I just had an interest in figuring out the numbers. I don't know why. I just an interest. Well, I guess that was my calling, but I had an interest in figuring out the numbers. I wasn't even filing taxes before I started to do it part-time.
That wow. Well, we know that, and that's why we have to be open. I say we have to be open because we never know. We may have a we would it say you show God your plans, it makes him laugh because he already know what he has designed for us. And I
Absolutely.
know you have allowed that because you do like numbers and you have been able to help yourself and so many, right, over these years. You have awards to show what you have been doing in the community. And when I looked at your list, it was y'all, that would be a whole other show if I just named all the awards that this young lady have. I'm not even kidding. I'm not over exaggerating. But it's a blessing. It's a blessing because a lot of those awards, and I even know recently, they're awards from your peers. They're not an award that you say, because of this certain status that I qualify for this. These are things that you're being recognized by your community. And that's huge. And we do not take it lightly or nor for granted. And I know you don't. With this work and thinking about what you do in the community, because we think about being entrepreneurs, there's the good, there's the bad, and sometimes ugly of being a CEO. You said you did it and you went full on 2 feet down in it. What did it look like in that beginning though, where you was like, for a moment, you might have been like, I know I like numbers and I need to make this work for my business, but is this really what I want to do?
Yeah, it was hard to be honest with you. I actually never planned on just being a business owner. Even in the moment that I decided that I want to open my tax company, I still wanted to be comfortable and complacent and still get a paycheck. So when I started my business, I went out and got my sister and 5 of my friends to actually work with me because I knew I was still going to work my job. And I know in order for me to be able to have done the business, I would have needed help. Well, when you just said like you might have a plan and then God gonna laugh at it, and that's exactly what he did to my plan, because I remember getting my keys to my location one week and I was in a management position on that job and I was demoted the next week. And within 30
Mm.
days, I left that company that I had been with almost 9 years. And I went and took a job that paid half of what I was making. And then once I went through my first tax season, immediately after tax season, I was laid off that job. And it was God to asking me, like, are you going to follow my plan? Or are you going to do it your way? And I literally have not worked for nobody else since. And going back to the question of like how was it in the beginning, it was extremely hard because I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have no second income. I didn't have any money saved because I didn't expect not to have a job. But my faith honestly is what guided me through it. I because I ain't had no money.
Right. Yeah, I know because when I think about the things that I often do, you hear me? I say we get to do, we get to do, we get to do, we get to do. it's you still made a choice. You made a choice to then go out and say, and what I heard in there, y'all, I don't know if y'all caught that. I went and got my sister and 5 of my friends. Now, talk about a tribe. Talk about a tribe. Talk about the people that are around you that see something in you you and trust you enough to say, she got a level head. I like what she doing. I don't know what she doing, but I'm gonna be here to help and support her. You didn't say one friend. You didn't say one friend. You said my sister and 5 friends. What is it? I've been told too, when you think about it, do you have those four tire friends or that flat tire friend? Who is that person if you on the side of the road? You immediately said, when I started this, look at what you even said you had in your hand, what God had already equipped you with. I think that is beautiful. So thank you, family and friends. Thank y'all, because it's amazing that you are so much so the woman that they was like, okay, Gwenetta, whatever the nickname they call you, you know, that they trusted you. They trusted you. They trusted you enough to say, I don't know how this is going to work, but you did it. Now, to date, when you think about your business, how many staff do you have right now? Because you've been in business for a while now.
I've been in business for 18 years. Shoot, I got about, let's see. I can't count them right off bat. So it's about 10. It's about 10 to 12 people that that contract, the independent contractors with my company. Yes.
That's a lot of moving parts, and I know from starting out too, where you're everything. You're the wearing every hat. You're wearing every hat, and that's what I'm saying. So you're saying when you realize I don't have anywhere else to go, there is no plan B. You immediately pulled in people. I know oftentimes for me, even starting a business, what is it? We sometimes have to hire tech before we hire people, but you went out and immediately hired people. And that is a blessing to have people right there to support you and to say, you know what, yeah, God made it where I didn't have nowhere else to go but up, and to trust him because he cut out what I thought I could fall back on. He said, that's not how we doing it. So what would you say to a business owner or entrepreneur who they really know they're called to do something different and they kind of be nervous, which being nervous is not a bad thing? What would you say to that entrepreneur right now?
I would tell them, one, to like really hone in to your relationship with God. To get real quiet and make sure it's him, because sometimes we can get right. I can't say that I recommend you just go quit your job, because in my case, I didn't necessarily quit my job. God made a provision for me not to have one and gave me the decision to follow him. But when the decision was given to me to follow him, I knew that I had no other way to go. I was scared if I didn't follow him, what my life would be like. And even in that, even in me making that decision, life wasn't just easy. A lot of people, especially church people or people who have relations with God, will make you think that, okay, if you follow God, it's just going to be rosy dozy and you're not going to have any problems. When I made that decision, it looked like my life had been turned upside down immediately. But I knew at that time God was testing me and wanted to see how bad I wanted. And I allowed him to lead me. I didn't allow the world to lead me, because a lot of times we'll listen to people with their business principles and we'll start trying to follow that path. But when I followed the path God was giving me and the things that he was downloading in me, that job that I left that I was making 50,000 at, I've made that probably 100 times, if not more, since I left there. So he will, if he gives you the vision, he will definitely make the provision. If you do the work, you trust in him, and you're obedient.
It has to be something that is higher than ourselves. And I'm a proponent that with all of the things that we get to see in this world, if you don't believe that there is something greater than us, then you really need to go back and check. when we just get to be able to see and touch and do things, there is something that is greater than us, and we all have a purpose. There is definitely a plan, and we're all called to do something. And there's nothing sweeter than being in what and operating in what you have been called to do. And it's obvious that the work that you get to do with helping people look, make their numbers count, make it make sense on that back end, but then it affords you to be able to do the things that you get to do in the community. I know every year I've seen you out there. I've seen you. It's cold, and I just be like, God bless them. God bless them. Where you're out during the holidays, and you do a big Christmas drive every year. You be in a parking lot, some location, and you have a big drive. And I know that it has been really, really, really successful. I know if my numbers serve me, you've been able to serve over 25,000 youth families to receive toys for kids over the years. And that is amazing. Talk to me. What even made you want to get into that? Because there's a lot of community things that you could do, but what made you have that heart for doing something like that?
Most of my questions is gonna always most of the time start with God, and the visions that He have for my life. When I first started in business, like I think it was about 2 years in, I was blessed early on to start making profit, and I was just raised like, if God give you and bless you, that you're supposed to bless others. And so God had put it on my heart to give back to the community that I was born in and raised in. Initially, I was thinking I was going to do something small. I was going to do 100 people, but it ended up turning into 1,000 people my first year. I walked in that project, me and my best friends, my sister, representing our company, which was of course Experts Hat Service, and we was able to give away 1,000 toys our first year and feed 1,000 families. From then on, I stay in 2 cities. A lot of people don't know that. So I actually live in Columbus, Georgia, but I also live in the outskirts of the Atlanta area. And so I think about the second year in of doing it, God put it on my heart to do it in both communities. Mm-hmm. So this year is actually my 16th year doing the toy giveaway. Initially, when I first started, I think the first 2 to 3 years, I did it completely under Experts Hat Service name. And then I created my nonprofit, which is called Reach for Your Dreams, Inc. And from there on, we've done it under the nonprofit name. But we usually do it in Columbus and Atlanta. It's a couple of years we haven't done it in the Atlanta area, but we've done it all the years in Columbus for the whole 16 years.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Wow. I now, because I haven't been in the state of Georgia that long. You know, I'm a Ohio girl. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. And I know from when I noticed you online, that's why y'all know me. I'm big on visibility. It's how are you showing up? What are you doing that people are really seeing? And I have to insert this too. We know a lot of things that we see online. Some of it is, of course, what people want us to see. But some of the stuff we see online, y'all, is really happening. It's really real. It is really what's happening. It's not some make believe. And people are choosing to share so that other people can see that, one, if they can do it, you can do it too. We can do it too. We can have it too. We can help more. So I appreciate you allowing others to see that. Now, being in business, I have to ask that. How do you believe being visible online has helped the things, whether it's with your tax business, whether it's with other people coming to want to donate in some way to some cause that you're about? How do you believe that as an entrepreneur, business owner, how does visibility, online visibility, help you in what you get to do?
It is one of the most important things when it comes to marketing and building my brand. Visibility is everything. A lot of times people say, like, if you're giving from your heart, like, you don't have to tell anyone. But if you're a business owner, unfortunately, that's what you have to do. You have to have receipts. You have to show the proof, especially if you want to get people to sew into what you're doing. And so I'm a big believer that if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. And so it's a lot of things I do in private that I might not mention, that people might not know about. But as a business owner, a nonprofit organization, you have to allow people to see what you're doing, because we do get some donations. A lot of those years I did a lot of those giveaways out of my pocket. But we've got to the point where we get some donations now. And with that, when people are donating money to you, you want them to feel like, okay, they're donating to somewhere they can trust and they're able to see where their money actually going. If you're just asking for money on a frequent basis and you don't ever show the proof, then of course people are going to assume it's going in your pocket. So not just in my nonprofit, but just in business, period. I don't believe if I wasn't as visible as I was, like you talk about my awards, like I've never got in business to get an award. Every time I get one, I'm humbly grateful for it. I probably literally have probably close to 50 awards over my entrepreneur journey, but I don't think I would have received any of them, because none of them, I ain't gonna say none of them, but the majority of them I never applied for them. So somebody just end up honoring me, and had I not been visible, then they wouldn't know what I was doing. And a great amount of my awards are humanitarian awards or community service awards, even though I get it for just regularly running my business as well. But a lot of them are for community service, a lot of them for humanitarianism. So yeah, I think it's very important. You got to be seen, especially in this climate of doing business.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, because oftentimes they're saying, well, they don't have to see me, but then there's a way, and working with people to then say, even if you don't want your face to be seen, how can your hands be seen? How can your actions of the things that you're doing be seen? So you heard it. You heard it from someone who is seasoned, someone who is actually doing it. They've been in it for a minute. You heard, look, 20, 30 years, if you did to combine, we were to combine all of the things that she has been doing, and to hear it from a CEO, a person that is out there and amongst her peers and is recognized amongst her peers and in the community. Talking about being visible is key. So I had to ask you that question. Thank you, thank you, thank you for answering that. When I think about all of the things that you get to do, what is, because unlike what some of you don't know, I believe she just came back out with her new season, because she also gets to sit in the seat, but she has, look at, in the studio, and she gets to do it with a person that is affectionately, that it's the family, but it's been her best friend for as long as I've known them, right? Known them online. Her best friend, she gets to do with someone that she loves like a sister. And what is that like when you get to sit even in the executive producer seat, y'all? This is also an executive producer, and she gets to do this as well with other business owners. What does that like, being in that seat and wearing the executive, being the head of that? What is, I got, from one EP to another. What is that? What does that feel like for you?
Sure, there's a lot of work. I can tell you that much.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
more work than people really understand. Like doing these types of shows, putting out content and media is a lot. But it's important. I was on a recent podcast and I was just telling them that, you know, media is a big component of you building brand. At this point in your business climax, I feel every company needs some form of media, right? Sitting in that seat makes you be able to control your narrative. You're able to control the information that you want the world to see. It gives you a voice, right? And it gives you an opportunity to give other people a voice, for other people to be able to have brand awareness. So sitting that seat it's a lot, right? But it's necessary, because my three brand values is to serve, to educate, and to inspire. And one way I'm able to do that is by having my media platform, so that I can ultimately make sure like my viewers are educated, that the people that's watching, the people that's on my show, that they're inspired. And then I'm serving my audience, and I'm also serving the business owners and guests that I have on my show, to be able to again affect the masses.
I love it. I love it. I'm over here like as if I was one of the audience people saying, yes, 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 yes. Because sometimes people, honestly, they don't get it. And so if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you're listening, you're hearing this. This is so important. And I know, so some of us, it's time for you to come from behind the scenes so they can not only hear you, but so they can see you. Because I'm big on the know, like, while people say no, like, and trust. No, know, like, and love me. Because if you love me, you rock with me. And then people need to see, because if they don't know you, they don't know you. And if they don't know you, whatever you might be selling or promoting, they won't be willing to extend the help, right? Or the people that they may know, even if they can't use your service. We have to remember that too. Some of the people that view us, even if they could never use our service, those are people who know people. So networking, networking, networking. What does that look like for you when we think about being in business? Let's talk about it.
So that's my next big thing. Visibility and building relationships is literally your key to success. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of your hard work and consistency, being visible and building relationships is gonna make or break your business success. I don't think I would be at the level that I am if I didn't build genuine, authentic relationships with my customers, clients, and my peers, right? And with people that can open doors for me that I didn't even think that I can get in, put me at tables that I didn't think that I can sit in, give me a voice where I didn't think that my voice would be heard. There's a saying like that relationships is better than money. Like, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have relationships, your money is not gonna buy you opportunity. Your relationships put you in front of somebody. Like, a lot of times I give the example all the time of, think about you going for a job, and you might be overly qualified for that job, and somebody else, they might even have half of the qualifications you got. And we've lived in a world where we be like, dang, how I didn't get this position. But a lot of times you're overlooked because you haven't built a relationship with somebody. And so I teach the youth, like, when you're in high school, when you're in school, don't bully people, don't look down on people, because you don't never know when those tables will turn. Like, when you graduate from high school, go off to college, and now it's time for you to go in the real world, those same people might be in position to let you in a door that you couldn't even get in. So it's real important as business owner. Like, networking has always been a part of my marketing plan. You know, it's essential that I attend so many events. I get in so many rooms. I make sure my information is visible and put in so many people's hands in order for me to continue to elevate. It's very important.
I love it. So I know y'all heard it, y'all heard it listening at this CEO. I appreciate you so much for pausing. Like I said, literally, she still got a backpack. I know she do. I know she do. But ain't nothing wrong with that, because you are living your life. You're living your life out loud. You living your life the way you choosing to do. And that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. We get the freedom to choose how we navigate the life that God has given us. And I appreciate you so much for pausing to have the CEO conversation with me. So thank you, Miss Gwenetta, for joining me. Don't you go nowhere. Let me get them out of here. I want to thank you for joining me for this episode of C-Suite, the CEO Chat. Just remember all the things that Gwenetta Wright said. She is doing a lot. And if you are right here in the Georgia area, make sure you are even following her or not. Follow her online. Gwenetta Wright, you can see and find her on all social media platforms so that you can see all of the amazing things that she is doing. And if you are here in the area, you already know it's almost time. She's going to be doing that drive again, and you can always donate ahead of time because there's always something that we can do to help our community. And that starts with who? That starts with you. Doing what we get to do, I say it's a privilege, but I love what I get to do with you is to bring in quality people like Miss Gwenetta Wright to this platform so that you understand that you're not alone. And if you're thinking about doing it, these are people and conversations that you can have to let you know that these are things that you can do to help you get a little bit further, a little bit faster, because some of us didn't have certain people at our access to just find out to get more tools and tips. And these are one of the ways. So thank you for following me, for sharing, and for liking what I do, Shawanna Kennedy, here on C-Suite, a CEO Chat. I love being your host, and I'll see you again on another episode. Bye for now. This episode is brought to you by Kennedy Media, your ultimate partner in content creation, video recording, and digital marketing. Be seen, be heard, and increase visibility in your business. Contact us today at KennedyMediaLLC.com, KennedyMediaLLC.com, and unlock your brand's full potential. Kennedy Media, your ultimate partner in content creation, video recording, and digital marketing. Be seen, be heard, and increase visibility in your business. Contact us today at KennedyMediaLLC.com, KennedyMediaLLC.com, and unlock your brand's full potential.